Hello and welcome back to our HIP New World Order series. In our last episode we've just been working towards expanding to our rightful de jure borders. We took the Duchy of Austria from Corsica and Sardinia, the previous holders of it, and now we're attacking Flanders over this duchy up here. So let's unpause and allow our sieges to continue there. And we gain some free technology as well, which is always nice. My daughter, the princess and heir, is impulsive and seems unable to tell right from wrong. What should I do with my wayward daughter? We can give her a pat on the head and she'll become arbitrary, which we don't want. Or we can give her the strap and she will lose arbitrary. Which is what we do. She is still Lombard. I don't know what our chances are of converting her. We are diligent, which does help. Sometimes I wonder whether this war will ever turn out good in the long run, even if my side does end up winning. Is that any comfort, knowing that we've only lived to fight another day? So we lose one prestige, and have a very small chance of becoming depressed, which we did not do, which is good, since we are already stressed. So although we're hostile to this army, I don't think they're going to come and attack us, because they're not actually directly involved in our war. We have a new Grand Mayor. This is the new Grand Mayor, okay. He's not unhappy with me. He is an imbecile. I guess we could send him a gift. It's probably not that necessary. We can just give him some kind of title, I guess. Improve his opinion a little bit. Do still have one faction member, not the Bishop of Osnabrück anymore, but this Countess. I think we are already working on her opinion with our Chancellor, so no need to do anything there. But I believe we could split one of these armies in half and siege the rest of our target duchy as well at the same time. Oh, and maybe I was wrong about them not attacking me, because it seems that they are. We can just discourage them from doing that. That would be for the best, I think. Since I still don't think it would be worth a war score. My son is nowhere to be seen. You can always find him in the courtyard playing with his swords and practicing his sword fighting with older men. So he may become brave, diligent, or proud. And he became diligent, which is good. We can righteously imprison this mayor, which would not really benefit us in any way, I guess. The leader of a plot to kill my vassal queen. Oh, okay. You've increased the Pope's opinion. I guess, though I don't really want to imprison him, I will ask him to stop, because she is extremely happy with me, probably for her whole life, and I'd rather not have a different vassal inherit there. We can avoid it. So we are actually being sieged by a little army from Flanders here, which I suppose we should probably try to do something about. Unfortunately didn't react in time to actually avert the siege there. That's okay, hopefully we'll be able to assault it back with the greatest of ease. During a visit to Erfurt, Margrave Jaromir of Bowman and his entourage were accosted by brigands who made off with several valuables. Efforts to catch the thieves have failed, and the Margrave is now demanding compensation from the mayor. This is actually the mayor that was just plotting to kill the queen recently. The matter is being brought for arbitration at your court. I think we'll make the mayor pay, since we know he's a troublemaker. And it improves this guy's opinion, which doesn't hurt either. Count Franz informs us of the capture of an enemy commander. We will put him in the dungeons. Another siege with no prisoners there. And we're up to 84%, so hopefully just a couple more sieges will be enough. And they're again trying to siege this county, which we're going to have to probably stop them from doing, I guess. We'll just divert this whole army. And my son is up to level 4, which I think is the max level, a formidable fighter. He's pretty good. That's plus, oh yeah, it's no longer a bonus to his martial skill, actually, since the introduction of the command traits. You've improved the Countess's opinion. Okay. Still though, we could try to get him a military education and make him into a good commander. We'll hold on to him for the moment though. We do need to also worry about our daughter's education. She is pretty close to coming of age, and we are only a skilled tactician, so we want to get her a better trait than that if possible. Wait a little while longer, though. Though if we do that, there's always the danger that I will just forget. Maybe if I just do it directly after this war, then that's a good reminder. Okay, Suomi at war again. We should be finishing a siege any minute now. We'll see if that gets us to 100. Oh, it does, okay. So we can enforce our demands. We vassalize or take everything here. And apparently we vassalized the Duke. So that's fine. He wants control of the county of Brussels. We will give that to him. I guess we vassalized the count here separately. So he should be pretty happy with me now. Even though we wrested his vassalage from his previous liege by force of arms. Okay, so we definitely want to take some of this land in here, because our borders are looking pretty bad in that area. Maybe not immediately, though. Some change of primary titles going on here. One of my courtiers seems to be sad. When I asked why, I learned that their favorite horse was very ill and unlikely to survive. I remember this steed was a fine specimen, worthy of honor and praise. It brought its master much prestige and joy. Such is life, unfortunately. So my courtier likes me a bit better because of my sympathies for his horse. Alright, so how old is our daughter now? Still 14. I guess if we can wait till March and not forget, I'll give her to somebody else then. Meantime, why don't we hold a feast? Since it's about that time of year. Given orders for a great feast to be hosted in Thuringen, let the preparations begin, and all my vassals will be there, if they know it's good for them. It's kind of unfortunate that this land in here is held by multiple different people. No feast is complete without boar meat. Who will get the prestigious task of hunting and slaying the boars needed for the feast? I think we'll send out our marshal, who might become wounded. She didn't. The best part about preparing a feast is deciding what foodstuff to serve. I must purchase venison, boar, and duck, spices, wine, and ale, etc., etc. We'll spend enough to satisfy everyone's hunger. And we'll send out the invitations. Okay, my Margrave here is not attending, which is rude of him. Welcome them to the feast. The bishop spoke up and told everyone how great the food at my feast was. I was really glad someone was kind enough to say something nice about the food, given how hard I had worked to ensure that food was the best part of the feast. That was well spoken. And some more technology. Books have always fascinated me, and when I heard that a friend of mine is a scholar and a member of a small group of people dedicated to studying books, discussing them, and learning more about our world through philosophy and science, I knew I had to know more. And we can ask them to tell me more about the scholars. None of the guests were invited with an ulterior motive. I want their titles. I had trouble finding one of them alone long enough to set my plan in motion, and I was about to scrap it altogether when I finally saw one of them alone in the garden. So we can imprison the Margrave of Maren, or we can negotiate with him about the title, or we can say that we have enough titles. Oh, this is because I have a claim, I guess. I see. Well, I don't really want the title, but I guess we'll discuss it with him and see what happens. If anything. You improved a bishop's opinion, which is fine. The last of the guests has returned home and everyone agreed it was the year's greatest feast. So everyone likes me. And indeed we have no factions now, which is good. Notice we do have a county over here, actually. Which I don't remember coming into possession of. It's under... oh, our Margrave of Maren here. Well, I guess we'll just hold on to it for the moment, since we can't grant him independence directly. One of my older servants told me interesting advice pertaining to oral hygiene that he heard from some learned men. Apparently it seems that one should clean not only one's teeth, but one's tongue as well. After all, disgusting things accumulate on the tongue as well, so why should we not give it as much focus as we do our teeth? Excellent advice, thank you. We gain a slight amount of health, which is welcome, I suppose. And let's see. Our daughter is 15 now, so I think we will go ahead and get her a different educator. Ideally we want somebody who is diligent and who will get her a level 4 education trait, if at all possible. There is a diligent, and obviously that is German too. I think the Duchess here is probably the best choice, actually. Is greedy, which would not be the best trait, but otherwise he's pretty good. Alright then. So I think we might go ahead and declare that embargo war against Denmark. Our truce with the Duke of Savoy, formerly Dauphine, I think, is expiring. We could go to war with him as well. But let's see, Denmark is relatively strong, but not a match for us at this point. We do want to, at some point, de jure claim on these lands as well. I think we'll do the embargo war first, though. I don't think we're in a huge hurry. Take the land. This will, of course, give us a large amount of money as well, which is a nice bonus. We'll just go ahead and raise all of our troops for this one. We'll take our first 15,000 troops that we've assembled and send them northwards. So we'll send this 10,000 to deal with the tiny Danish army over here. Ooh, and there's a larger one. We'll definitely go and deal with them before they can siege any holdings there. Or they're just going to leave, that's fine too. And let's see, we'll send you up to here. Ooh, and there is most of the Danish army, 15,000. They're attacking my 10,000 here in the marsh, which I'm not sure what kind of bonuses, if any, that conveys. There is a river crossing as well. Okay, but we'll just try and reinforce this battle, I suppose. Could have made sure we had good commanders in charge as well. Hopefully they can hold out anyway. Ooh, it might be a close one. But our reinforcements are there. Get this army nearby just in case we need more. Looks like we should be fine though. Ooh, it is kind of a close one still though. We'll put in more troops, just in case. Just make absolutely sure of it. Okay, that's got us up to 82% already. And we have countered the army there. We'll reinforce this battle too. Which went just fine and got us to 96%. So actually just a couple of sieges here should be enough to get us all the way to 100. Maybe even this one siege. During the last year or so, your son has been spending a lot of time with the members of a local monastic order. You have also noticed that he spends many hours per week in pious prayer. Then one day he approaches you asking for permission to dedicate his life to Christ, so he could gain the trait monk. He was very happy. This would give him extra piety and same faith opinion. I guess we can let him become a monk. I don't think this invalidates our plan of making him into a good military character. And we aren't planning for him to inherit anyway. With Bird Cluster firmly in my possession, I ordered the dungeon search, and my soldiers soon returned with word of prisoners huddled in stinking cages. guess we'll release them and take some prisoners of our own. We are at 100% though, so we'll go ahead and end the war. Gain 1100 gold. And hopefully our own merchant republic should be able to build some trade posts of their own in this area and take over from Utland. And give us even more money. Definitely don't want to disband our troops in enemy territory. I think that's everyone back home. Yeah, okay. Alright, well we're out of time for this episode, so let's leave it here for now. Thanks for watching, and join me again next time.